This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this StockBox interview.
Rome Resources have secured a £4.2 million strategic investment from Stanvic Mining. The funds will be raised through a subscription of 1.2 billion new ordinary shares at 0.35 pence per share, along with associated warrants. Well, joining us today is CEO of Rome Resources, Paul Barrett. Paul, thank you for your time. How are you?
That's fine. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Yes.
Good. Well, I'm quite pleased to see you've got this strategic funding out the way. It's a nice little thing to secure, I think, before the end of the year. Just before we talk about how these funds will be deployed, in terms of the strategic investor, Stanvic here, can you say any more information about sort of who they are, where they've come from, why they're interested in Rome?
Yes, so Stanvic, the principal of Stanvic is a gentleman by the name of Stefan Irung, who is a contact of one of our guys in Kinshasa. He's an entrepreneur in Lubumbashi, so he's a trader in terms of commodities and also petroleum products. So it's quite an interesting business. The link with the mining and Stanvic is that Stanvic is one of his businesses that has some leases for critical minerals in the DRC, and also one of those is a joint venture with Ivanhoe. So, we're really excited that they know the DRC, they know the mining space, and they're more than happy to put in a substantial amount of money to get us rolling through next year.
Yeah, good. Okay, so does this sort of last you through most of the plans at the project level throughout the course of next year?
Yes, that's right. So we haven't finalised next year's budget yet, but we're already planning quite a few extra additional holes to drill in the campaign. So we're just going to keep drilling primarily on Mont Agoma, but we'll also go back to Kalayi at some point, early in the year.
Okay, good. So, so further drilling. Of course, the RNS mentioned about other activities as well, such as advanced geophysics like LiDAR, for example, surface geochemical exploration, and also sort of regional geological work. So, to give us a sense of what Q1 looks like in terms of activities on the ground.
So, the continuation of the drilling is key, and that is defining the existing anomalies, which further drilling, stepping out. So we're going to be doing that. The geophysics, we're probably going to do a LiDAR survey. Now, LiDAR is effectively topographic mapping, which strips away all of the trees. Obviously, we're in the jungle. There is precious little geological exposure of the rocks. So this will help us in terms of mapping exactly the strike and the various structural elements of the geology. And we combine that with the drilling results. We combine that with perhaps more surface geochemistry to extend those surface anomalies that were seen 2 or 3 years ago. And then that also kind of implies that we'd be looking elsewhere, in contiguous acreage elsewhere, to just see if we can add further acreage to the portfolio as time goes on. So it's a combination of everything, from very much the detailed assessment of the prospects through to the regional picture and what else we can go for.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so what would you say is perhaps the main objective is for 2025? And I'd note as well the RNS, of course, mentioning about the warrants, and if they are indeed exercised, I think that's at 0.5 pence over 3 years warrants there. That could bring in an extra £6 million. So that's obviously nice to have that sort of funding available. But of course, the share price has to be at least at that level, but ideally, really higher than that for them to exercise it. So aside from sort of getting the share price to a point where, well, that's the question. What can you do to get the share price to a point where those warrants will be exercised?
I think the key is in this drilling. And, we'd said in the initial 3,000 meter drilling program that we would look at going straight to a maiden resource Q1. If we're going to continue drilling by using these funds, I think we will probably hold off on the resource estimation until we finish the drilling. I don't know. I mean, we will have a board discussion about that as to what the best thing to do is, but there probably is a case to say, do more drilling. I mean, as I said, we've got about 6 or 7 additional holes already kind of planned for Mont Agoma, so that's going to take us through January, probably into February. Do we then press the button on the resource, or do we drill more? So it's a little bit iterative, but it's whatever gives us the biggest bang for our buck in terms of the resource number at the end of the day, and therefore the value of the company.
Okay, good. Well, thank you very much, Paul. I think that's pretty much covers sort of everything that we need to cover. Looking forward to seeing how Q1 shapes up for everything, of course, at Rome Resources. But for now, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.